what's up? Snoop here. Hey man, welcome to my YouTube. Make sure y'all go ahead and click the button right below to subscribe. Always bringing y'all with me. You at home in your motherfucking living room, y'all at the salon, y'all there. But y'all come up with me today to one of the hottest events that I'm hosting, that I'm speaking at, the Black Tech Fest, which is actually put on by some of my franchisees, nigga, because I'm making millionaires every day. Multi-millionaires, right? So we're at the Black Tech Fest. We're right here in Miami at the Hotel. Hey, come on, let's go and inspire people. Let's do this shit. This is what we do, right? Okay, let's do it.
But guys, without any further ado, I want to introduce you guys to one of our close personal friends, one of our business partners. She's the founder of Esco Restaurant and Tapas. Hospitality Group.
Entrepreneur, like your favorite entrepreneur is definitely her, guys. I mean, I have never seen someone have so much impact across so many industries, and that is something that Mowbray and I have always aspired to. We've always wanted to be moguls, right? It's just something sexy about the word mogul. And so when I met Snoop in Atlanta, and I started to hear her story and had a chance to just spend some time in her space, guys, this is literally the goal, right, for entrepreneurship. This young lady has not only weathered storms in different industries, but she's been able to make things successful. So Snoop, tell everybody just a little bit about how you got started in business.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, the first thing that I want everybody to do is pull their phone out.
Pull your phone in.
Because I know y'all on Instagram. Y'all gonna have your phones out anyway. Follow me on Instagram. My name is Who Is Snoop on Instagram. So one of the things about me, not only will you be inspired business-wise, but just on a life tip anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So number one, I appreciate you guys having me here at the Black Tech Fest. It takes a lot to put on a conference and to put on a festival and just to continue to encourage people out there. So salute to you guys.
Thank you.
Salute to you all also being my biggest earning franchisees.
All right, franchisees.
Y'all know how we are. We like to be number one in everything we do.
Yeah, definitely doing shit right down in Esco, Memphis.
Shout out Don and Chloe too.
And you know, another thing y'all gonna see with this interview is I keep it real, right? So no punches held, nothing held back. I talk the way I talk. We're gonna talk that talk, walk that talk, and have fun afterwards, okay?
Somebody tell Snoop this is our authentic space. We can be our authentic selves here, right?
Very intimate in here. So just how I got started on my entrepreneur journey. So even as a child, you know, as kids, people always ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? And it's funny, you know, because somebody is asking you that question at the age 10. You ain't done shit yet.
Right.
It's like, I don't know shit. I'm watching SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm doing this. You know what I mean? But for me, I always said that I wanted to own many businesses and I wanted to be able to take care of my mother as a single parent raising us. I didn't really know how I was going to get it done, but I knew that I wanted to be a business owner. And so my life story, my life history started off just very on a path that I did not expect. And that's the thing about life, and that's the thing about business, is you have to learn how to ride the wave, how to ride the path of different things that are gonna come up that you don't expect. You know, so for
the peaks and the valleys, right?
Okay, the peaks and the valleys. And you know, you can have a plan. It's just like having a business plan or having a life plan, but things are gonna come up that you don't expect.
Life be lifing.
Okay.
Right?
So I got pregnant the first time I had sex. I had my daughter when I was 15 years old. So I was a single mother, you know, for a very long time. She was actually in foster care for the first 4 years of her life. I went to Vanderbilt University in the meantime, top 20 school. that was for top 20 academics, but top 20 partying as well, you know.
Yeah.
So it's two sides to Snoop, y'all. Okay. I got the money making side and the intellectual side, but also the side that likes to party and have a good time as well. But be that as it may, after that, and I graduated from college, I really didn't know exactly what it was I wanted to do. You know, I always said one of the things I would do before I leave this earth is hopefully get a curriculum and a program into colleges that allow people to be able to experience different industries so that you actually know what it is that you want to major in.
Right.
Because when I was at Vanderbilt, there were so many people that majored in various different things and didn't practice it. I have many friends that went to law school and medical school and hated it.
Right.
And don't even practice in those fields to this day.
Right.
You know, so,
That's a fact.
but for me, anyways, you know, went to Vanderbilt, decided that I wanted to be a financial advisor, and very thankful that was the very first path that I went down, because it taught me how to save my money, it taught me how to invest, it taught me how to make various sacrifices. It taught me what, you know, different financial needs and investments, you know, would look like. And that's something that I've carried with me throughout, you know, my whole path of life, because there are going to be different times that you are going to be afforded opportunities in life. But if you aren't able to take advantage of them because you aren't in the best financial place that you need to be in, that's just like when I met 2 Chainz. And he wanted to open up an Esco bar with me. If I didn't have the money to do it, it don't matter who the fuck I was.
It doesn't matter.
That's right.
You know, so there are things that you have to do to make sure that you are in preparation prior to, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, I started off in that career path, and then I just went through a whole totally different trajectory. Ended up meeting a young lady that I started dating. I did a calendar in Nashville that a lot of people knew me for, Wet Dimes and a Key. I had a modeling agency, all type of extracurricular activities.
A hustler, baby.
Okay. Okay, sis.
I do know.
All right. But yeah, and so, but got just a lot of my business sense from my family. Was still doing that, you know, what I was doing in the background, you know, wearing a suit, you know, every single day. And ended up, you know, doing a newspaper company. So I've owned so many different things. I moved to Atlanta about 15 years ago, and I opened up a party bus company, started flipping homes, and the party bus company was just something that I realized that I just did not like doing. So I ended up getting into the situation of just doing things that I was not passionate about.
Right.
So I was doing
Just
things
stuff to make money.
Just stuff to make money.
And you know, that shit don't work, y'all.
Man, it don't work out.
Nice.
You know, you know, you can make money, but you never gonna take it to the level that you really need to take it to.
Right.
Because you're just not passionate about it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You need to make sure that you're doing something that even if you don't make money, you would still want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, got involved in those things, and I actually opened up my first lounge when I was 24. It was a complete bust, a complete failure. I lost my first little $30,000 I'd ever made to my name.
Right.
You know, was so down about it, did everything literally wrong. And I was just like, oh, I would never get into this again. Mm-hmm. But when I moved to Atlanta 15 years ago, I realized that there was this thriving hookah industry that
Right.
really had kind of like just got going.
Right.
And so I
We
eventually
love
ended
our
up.
hookah, don't we?
No, we love all the hookah people in the house say,
All the
hey.
hookah lovers in the house, right?
Okay. But yeah, I eventually ended up opening up a spot in Atlanta called the Hookah Hideaway. So first of all, who in here is from Atlanta or lives in Atlanta? Raise your
People out
hand.
here, yes.
Okay. So y'all from Atlanta. Where everybody else from? Okay, who in here from Memphis? Hey!
Texas in the building. St. Louis in the house. Florida in here.
Vegas,
Vegas in the building.
North Carolina.
in here.
All right, so we have a very diverse crowd, which is amazing. So when I first moved to Atlanta, and that's the thing with business, right? So you guys are in the tax industry. It doesn't mean that all your money has to come from the tax industry. So y'all just heard Big Mo talk about how, you know, they've gotten into business and have opened up, several restaurants, and, recently Esco Memphis, they have provided with them with more money than they expected, And, I can attest to it, child. I see the sales. Main reason why I'm sitting on this goddamn couch. But, anyway, so, for me, I moved to Atlanta, so you always have to be looking for the next opportunity, and that's just, and I when I tell stories, I tell a lot of subsequent stories, but even just with what we're going through now, right? So we are in a total recession, and for some people, some of the things they've been involved in is not working as well as they used to work, right? And so with my story, if you go to my website, whoissnoop.com, you'll see that I've pivoted a lot. And I tell my business partner all the time, that's just like a cable company, right? So all the cable companies, they started off Viacom, Comcast, all these companies, they was just doing cable, all right? That was it. Eventually, they gotta start streaming. They gotta start doing internet services. They gotta start doing alarm services. So you always have to pivot your brand, And so that's what I've had to do throughout my lifetime. All right, so then I came here. At first, I wasn't going to get back into doing a lounge. I ended up getting back into it, and I'm so thankful that I did when I moved to Atlanta, because I started the Hookah Hideaway. He said, I'm glad you did too. I started the Hookah Hideaway. I eventually met 2 Chainz, and that's a whole nother story as well. Again, go to my website, whoissnoop.com. And ended up starting my Escobar brand, and ended up starting my Remedy Spa Salon Suites brand. And it's just been, decades of resilience and fighting and, just not giving up, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what a lot of business ownership and entrepreneurship is about.
Absolutely, Snoop. Guys, did you hear how many times she said, I failed, right? You're looking at a super successful person right here that's standing here and telling you it's okay to fail your way to success.
That's right.
You guys understand that failing simply means you're trying. Anyone that's not failing, they're not trying, right? And so we have to be able to step outside our comfort zone sometimes, Snoop, right? We gotta be willing to learn some new skills sometimes. We gotta be able to partner and collaborate with people sometimes. It's not all about you sometimes. Sometimes it's about creating an ecosystem around yourself and around your business that's gonna allow you to thrive and grow, right? And so, Snoop, when you're along your journey, how did you decide what kind of different businesses you were going to go back and forth? And Mowbray and I have been on a similar journey to that, right? We've been in real estate. We've, thrown parties and opened up things in the Dominican Republic. And we've done some things that failed along the way. Does that make sense? A lot of shit failed, okay? Right. But things work eventually if you keep trying to work at them, right?
So you really need one thing to work. You ever realize that?
Yes.
You really, in your life, you really only need one breakout idea. Like, you ain't gotta get this shit right but once. Like everybody say, I can do it once. Like, you can do it once. So Snoop, just tell us to straight as point. Like, what was the big?
Hey man, I like that. Hey, y'all say that shit again. I can do it once, and please say it very loud so we hear y'all. I like that. I like that energy. Yeah, and so, that was the thing for me as well. I've done so many different things. And this is the thing. First of all, people always ask, and I'm glad that I'm not being asked these mundane questions as to like, what would you do differently? What would you tell yourself? What would you tell your younger self, right? But I'm gonna still cover that shit for y'all too, right? Because look, this is the thing. I'm really gonna give y'all the real, okay? Yeah. I'm a real nigga that come from the streets of Detroit, Michigan, okay?
Where Detroit is?
I come from, my dad, big time drug dealer. Mama struggled, to raise us and get us to where we need to be, right?
Yeah.
And the main thing is that, number one, you need to have a hustle mentality and a hustle mindset. If you don't have that shit, give it up. Y'all can just walk out of the door right now. You should have never even came to this motherfucking conference. If you don't have that hustle mentality and that hustle mindset, because number one, that hustle mentality and that hustle mindset, that's gonna put it into you to, hey, okay, shit, the shit didn't work out on Monday, but I'm gonna still get it going on Wednesday.
Period.
Okay? And then if I keep going and doing this shit, 3, 4, 5 months down the later, I'm gonna pivot into something else. And so to me, that's the thing that people need to realize is, hey, how do I know when I've gotten into something that maybe shouldn't be for me? You know, because it's like, it's a difference in being a hustler and having that hustler mindset, and then to people, oh, giving up. You know what I'm saying? But we're not giving it up. We just transitioning into something else. And then what should we transition? What should we transition into? Well, that comes with knowledge. That comes with education. A lot of times we used to get into businesses and have zero knowledge at all as to what the fuck we should be doing. When we going out there spending thousands of dollars. One of the things that you guys have the advantage of is conferences like this that will give you the education to break into some of these industries, okay? And then it's like, okay, well, what should I get into? Taxes, that's a fucking no-brainer. Everybody gotta file their damn taxes. If not, click, you going to jail. Okay. You're going to jail. What's more real? But yeah, so, you know, you have to look at things that are recession-proof. You have to look at things that are always gonna be thriving. And you have to look at things that you're passionate about. Okay, so now I still do a few things that I may not be passionate about, but I just know they gonna make money. You know, and I hire people to do those things. I may not be the face of that shit because I can't live, breathe, and die by it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to have some things that you are extremely passionate about, and you have to be willing to transition. So if you guys go to my website, whoissnoop.com, shameless plug, but you will see that I've done so many different things. So I've had a newspaper company, you know, I've had a background check company, I've had a party bus company, you know, I've got luxury car rental services, I've got the restaurants, you know, I've got the salon suites, you know what I mean? But at some point you have to realize when it's time to pivot it to get into something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be the type of nigga that's just a 25-year-old owner and of just da-da-da-da, and I haven't done anything else. You can't stay stagnant in life. And that's with anything that you do. You cannot stay stagnant. You know what I'm saying? So how do you know what type of things to get into? You gotta do your research. You have to be a person that is consistent with looking at things, and you know, your research is not Instagram and social media. There we go.
Y'all hear that? It's not Instagram. And let me say this too, what she was saying as far as like, you gotta do things you're passionate about. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. When I first started doing taxes, it had shit to do with passion. I ain't gonna lie to you. Initially it was about, I ain't gonna lie, initially it was about making a whole lot of money. I hate taxes, I hated accounting. I failed both accounting classes, both of them in college. And so taxes was the absolute last thing I wanted to do. But to Snoop's point, sometimes you gotta do some things that you don't want to get what you had, to get what you really, really wanna have, right? And so initially, no, we didn't want to do taxes. Shereen used to tell me, I ain't gonna be the accounting lady, the Miss Tax lady all my damn life.
That shit did not sound sick.
Like the tax lady, what the fuck? Jesus. Right? And so we didn't want to be the tax people, but somebody showed me a check for $100,000 in a week. And I said, shit, I'm about to get a little passion for it.
I got to get passionate about
I'm gonna get a little passion. And then we started making millions. We made like 500,000. I said, my passion growing. We made 2 million. I'm getting real passionate. We got 10 million. I'm like, shit, I got some passion for this business. So like, who knows, 8 figures gonna get you a little passion. You know what I'm saying? And so like sometimes you can be able to start making money in some things. And then like now taxes, I love it, but not because of taxes. I love you guys. I love the impact. I could give a damn about tax returns, IRS, any of that stuff. I'm a fan of being a change agent. And that's what I realized that One Stop Taxes is. Like, it ain't about taxes, guys. It's about being a change agent, changing your life. And Snoop, you've been that change agent. Like, you know, you had already, you know, was doing well with the franchises. You could have just, you know, could have kept doing that. But what made you want to give the opportunity to somebody else? Because I've been telling all of them, like, guys, to grow your business, to grow yourself, we have got to become the franchise company. We've been telling everyone this whole weekend, guys, you have to go franchise your business. That's how you go from, you see the checks, 120. If you want to add a zero to that check, Ms. Mitchell, you got to open up franchise to be able to spread this. Snoop, just talk to them a little bit about why.
Yeah, I see these nice
opportunity
checks
of doing franchising.
But yeah, so The reason why I decided to franchise my company, both of my companies, was for two reasons. So I own two different brands. One of them is which I'm more so known for is my restaurant brand, Esco Restaurant and Tapas, which I own with the rapper 2 Chainz. And then I have another brand, my Salon Suites brand, Remedy Spa Salon Suites. And so it was so funny, I decided to franchise the brand back in 2021. 2 Chainz had no interest in it at all. You know, even when I told him it was done, he was just like, oh, congratulations. I'm like, nigga, this for us, what you mean? Congratulations. But for me, I wanted to franchise because one of the things that I am very passionate about is helping other business owners open up restaurants or businesses or whatever it may be. So I've been doing business consulting for probably the past 7 years. Okay. And I really, really enjoy working with other business owners. I don't enjoy managing staff.
Right.
I don't enjoy telling people the same shit every day. Wear your uniform. You know. Why the food cold? You know. Why we ain't got no lamb chops? You know what I'm saying? I don't enjoy that shit. I've been in cuss your ass out. But I love working with like-minded business owners that have put themselves in position to do various different things for them, their lives and their families. And I was already doing it with business consulting. I was already doing it with my coaching program, with my Salon Suite Master Course program, my Inner Circle. And it is just something that, once again, that I'm just truly, truly passionate about. And I feel like I've helped so many other people be able to become millionaires, multi-millionaires, especially as the years to come. And it's something that I pride myself on, you know, and I really, really, truly enjoy it. It's like, I don't have to have those same conversations with people that are business owners like Mari and Sharina. Yeah, that want to get it, that understand it and already have that mindset. I don't have to teach you that mindset, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's awesome.
And that's just like our tax clients, right?
Exactly right.
Oh my goodness, they gonna call you at 6 a.m. in the morning, where my tax refund at, where I don't know my numbers, even though you done sent them their return 13 times and they can't get it in their email and they already signed their paperwork, right? So, oh my goodness, guys, understand that you don't have to just deal with the tax customers. You can go out and build out more franchises so you can be talking to the bosses back and forth and coaching your people. And they can go out and deal with their own group of customers that you take advantage of, right? So don't think that this industry is any different than any other industry, right? Headache customers are everywhere you go. If you're a hotel, you're gonna have headache customers that tear your shit up, right? If you got a bar or something like that, right? You got people you gotta worry about stealing from you. You gotta worry about, like Snoop said, just not doing right. So you always want to make sure that you're open to the entire process of business, right? Not just the good and high points, but just understand this all gonna come with some low points. It's just whether or not you have the perspective to move into it the right way. So Snoop, when you're—
And the resilience.
Yes, resilience.
You know, to keep it going, you know what I mean? Because it's just like in personal life, y'all. You know, business is not exempt, you know? So you gotta keep on pushing.
And the shit is gonna happen anyway. Tax season it's gonna happen regardless. It's just, so what are you gonna spend the season doing? Like, what are you gonna spend the next few months doing? Do you spend your whole day and night, to Snoop's point, talking to employees or just only talking to tax clients? Or do you spend that time growing, dealing with bosses, nurturing those relationships, and then now you look up and now you got 1,000 stores, business partners, right? That's gonna go do 25,000 customers for you and your family.
So Snoop, are there any new industries that you're looking at? Or what's up next on the horizon?
Absolutely, yeah. So I have several new industries that I'm looking at. So number one, I just started, so I've circled back and got back into the financial services industry and creating a life insurance company.
Snoop about to be in One Stop Texas, baby. Y'all heard it first of the day.
Yeah, so yeah, doing that. And with that, you know, also again inspiring others, you know what I mean, and having agents up under me and helping them create their companies. I'm also starting my own home health agency, but you know, outside of that, I really just want to grow my franchise brands with both of those locations. I think you know, once you get to the point, I mean, you know, I look good and shit, but I'm about to be 40 next year, so. And I say that to say that, you know, I truly believe that we are not supposed to work hard our entire lives. If you do the right things, okay? So I see a lot of heads shaking, like, nah, hell no, I don't want to be working like that. You know what I'm saying? And no, I don't want to either. Anything that I'm currently doing is pushing me into passive income. You know what I'm saying? You know, we are meant, to me, to be here. You know, we're gonna go through some suffering and some stuff like that, you know, but to enjoy the earth, to enjoy the world, to travel, to see different things. And that's what I'm about. You know, I've been working super, super hard since I was 21 years old. I didn't take my first international trip until I was 26. So for me, a lot of times it's changed. Most of you guys that probably don't know me don't know that I lost my only child almost a couple of years ago, October 2nd, you know, 2022. And that's put a lot of different things into perspective for me. You know, I feel like the second half of my life is gonna look very different from the first half of my life, you know, because I feel like I have a calling on my life. I feel like I have a special angel that's up there, and she's gonna be pulling me to do different things. Love you too, baby. That she's gonna, you know, be pulling me to do different things, you know, than what I cared about and that what I was doing before. You know, before I was a workhorse. And that's all I wanted to do was just work and provide for my family. And when I lost the most important person in my family, it showed me that, you know, life is also something that's special, worth living, you know what I mean, outside of just working, you know. So I do think that it's a big thing to have a huge balance. And so for me, when people ask me, oh, okay, well, what does the next 2 years of your life look like? Or what does the next 5 years of your life look like? If you would have asked me this question before my daughter passed, I have a 1 year plan, I got a 2 year plan, I got a 5 year plan, and it's all business, you know what I'm saying? And now for me, it's a little bit about healing. It's a little bit about, you know, individual constructiveness. And, you know, for me, a lot of times it's about traveling, you know, seeing the world, you know, seeing different things. And so I think also outside of business, we have to find other things that we're passionate about that will thrive the business. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I had to learn this.
What the fuck are you working so hard for?
If you can't enjoy any of it, right? If you're stuck in the office day and night,
Okay.
pouring over tax returns,
Yeah, you know, that's just not gonna be my life. You know what I'm saying? And it never was before. I still had a little bit of it in me, you know what I'm saying? But now it's extremely balanced, you know what I mean? And I think that that's very important, not to lose yourself into work, you know, because we come to conferences and we come to different things, and, you know, life is hard, the economy, the inflation, but never lose sight of who and what you're doing it for.
We still call it knowing your why. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the things my mentors taught me, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. And so you gotta know what you're doing it for. You gotta know what makes that blood turn. And like Snoop said, when you attach the why to what you're doing, you're gonna go hard, but you also gonna have that balance as well too.
Yeah, and I think another thing that I wanna add to that is when you only focus on the why, it's like, okay, if I had only focused on the why, I have so many entrepreneurial friends and all that, and they was just like, damn, Snoop, I would have killed myself.
Yeah.
How do you keep going? You know, your why, my why is gone.
Right.
You know, but sometimes you have to find your larger purpose in life. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
And that's a whole other thing. You know, that's a religious and that's a spiritual conversation. But that's extremely important because as entrepreneurs, they do teach us and they tell us, okay, well, you know, do it for your why. Do it for your why.
Yeah.
And you know, for me, that why had me in bed depressed for several months because my why was gone, you know, and we will all go through grief and losing somebody. And it's just gonna be about how you deal with it, you know. Can you still keep going on, you know, because we only here for a limited time, baby, you know. We're gonna see them people again, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much for being vulnerable and sharing your personal story with us like that. Because again, we're all human in this room, and we all go through things. And again, sometimes life is going to life at you right when you're in the middle of business and you're in the middle of growing and you're in the middle of pivoting or something like that, and it's still got to go on, right? And when you're the boss and you're the one that everyone leans on, sometimes it's hard to take that time for yourself. So I can applaud someone that had so many things going on, so many businesses and so many people looking to you. And we watch this journey because Snoop is very transparent. She's, on social media and she's sharing these things. And so I can just appreciate someone that can say, hey, you know what, I need to take some time for me. And I need to get me right before I can go continue to pour into other people, right? And so again, that's what conferences like this do for Mowbray and I, and hopefully they do for you guys, is they re-infuse you. They give you more bullets to go out and fight the battles that are gonna come up. Right? Because they're all going to come up anyway, but it's just a matter of whether or not you have the ammunition to fight it when it hits your plate, right?
That's right.
So Snoop, tell us a little bit about this traveling, because honey, you have done some of the most extravagant traveling over the last few years that I have ever seen. I'm talking Thailand, I'm talking business, I'm talking everywhere, right? So when you're, and I can imagine, right, whenever you go and you travel to these different places, you're probably eating some good food, right? You're going out and experiencing these different cultures. And do they matriculate back into the businesses?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Absolutely. So, number one, like traveling is one of my biggest passions, and it's something that I had to sacrifice for so long as a business owner because, another thing, people don't realize like how much money it takes to become a business owner, and then how much money you just kind of need to have stacked up and set aside out the way, especially restaurant owner, child, the cooler can go out, this can go out, and it'd be like the AC go out, and it's like, oh damn, 10 grand.
It'll be 9,000.
You know what I'm saying? So, and somebody like me that started off, in my mid, early to mid 20s, I sacrificed a lot of things, and then especially, having a child young, and one of the things that I really sacrificed was travel. My friends were always traveling, doing different things. I even had scheduled many trips, fully paid for, that I had to cancel, couldn't get money back. Okay, inspection here, inspection there. I thought this restaurant was gonna be open, or this salon suite was gonna be open, and it wasn't, And, so I'm finally at a place to be able to travel. And when I tell you guys, it is definitely one of my biggest passions. It's also a healing journey for me. A lot of it is probably like escapism and just being able to go somewhere else and explore. I'm really into history, and I like to learn how things have become the way they are and all of this. I'm a huge foodie. I should probably be about 300 pounds, but God has blessed me without being able to gain no weight like that, but I've been to, many places and looking to go many more, and of course it all translates into my businesses because you see different things outside of what we're used to seeing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always tell people, I feel bad for people that are born in a city and just stay in that city and don't go nowhere. It makes your mindset very small, and we can only go our mind can only go as far as we go, and I really think that traveling is a true asset. It's something that everybody should do. I understand that everybody doesn't have the means to do it or the time to do it. But sometimes, life is about sacrifice. I always tell people, sacrifice comes before success, even in the dictionary, S-A versus S-U. You know what I'm saying, baby? So, for me, traveling adds so much to my life and my journey, my healing journey, my business journey, and what I want to add, to my businesses, like for example, 2 Chainz, he has a lot of big ideas with the restaurants because of the amount of traveling, that he's able to do, but even just from a business level, because now when I do conferences and I speak, I'm more so inclined to speak about how things affect us personally because of the personal journey and the things that I've lost that have intrinsic value within the past couple of years, you know. So I think that just traveling is just amazing. You know, you see a lot of things on Instagram. Oh, you know, I need a break. You know, I'm thinking about, I went back to work and it's just, but I'm fine because I got another, you know, vacation booked the next 7 days. See, one thing about me, I travel by myself a lot. And one of the things that I would encourage everybody in this room to do is to take a solo trip. I'm gonna tell y'all why, right? So people always DM me, they be like, you traveling by yourself? I'm so scared. How do you do that? How do you do that? Bitch, I done own 10 motherfucking businesses that I done started by my motherfucking self.
You know how to go with me.
I live in the United States. I live in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, where my car can get broken too. When I go to Lennox motherfucking Mall. And you think I feel unsafe traveling to a motherfucking Dubai by my goddamn self with these motherfuckers making $100,000 a year? You a fucking liar. But look, man, don't get no fear in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be waiting on, you know, Sarah, Jaquan, Kevin, whoever, to live your fucking life. Do your shit. Man, I love traveling by myself because I can get up and do exactly what it is that I want to do. If I want to go get 3 massages a day, if I want to go attend the Caribbean Festival, if I want to, whatever the fuck I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to ask nobody. Ain't nobody got to be on my program. And this was even still when I was, you know, married. I'm still legally married right now. But, you know, even still, during that situation, you know what I mean? Like, live your fucking life. This just ain't about business, y'all. Because the more that you have happiness outside of your business, the harder you gonna go inside your business.
And that's like even with me and Sharita being married now, like she's in different groups and we do a lot of things together, but some of the biggest breakthroughs we've had is when we've been apart. Like, you know, I'll have to go to the Dominican Republic without her and to go handle business, right? You can't always, as much as it's important to have your team, to have your people, to have your spouse, and you know, I love the black love, but sometimes you gotta go be by your damn self. Right? I gotta go out there, I'll go to the DR, I'll get away from Mario, I'll go walk on the beach, I'll pace back and forth, I'll talk to myself, I'll walk around the same circle, and then I'm gonna come back and I'll be like, God damn it, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Sabrina go to one of her conferences and she's there within a circle. I'm not there, the kid's not there, nobody to call, nobody to bother. She called me, Dad, I got it, we got AI. This is what we need to do. Get a pen, call the team, book us a house somewhere. We gotta go on a retreat. I got it, we about to go crazy. But if I would have been there with her, talking to her, all rubbing all on you know, and then now she can't focus on, you know what I'm saying, on really what she needs to do because she's got to focus on, well, I can't stay at the conference too long because my husband's back in the room, or I'm not going to go to the meeting after the conference and hang out with the top people because my husband been in the room all day, and da-da-da. Like, sometimes you got to go be by yourself so you can go out and meet the people you need to do and get the relationships you need to get. So thank you so much for this, Snoop.
Yeah, man. And, you know, some journeys are just personal. You know what I mean? Especially when you go through some very hard shit where you could lose your whole motherfucking mind. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you gotta reconcile some different things just by yourself and with yourself.
Yeah.
So Snoop, talk to us a little bit about branding, because one of the most amazing things about you is not just that you are a phenomenal business leader and philanthropist and things like that, but we see you on social media. We see you taking this personal branding to the next level.
Everywhere.
And again, it's goals, right? Guys, this is what you want to do. You have millions of followers all over social media. You have influence. And so talk to the team here a little bit about the importance of personal branding.
Let me
in
add a question to
building
that too. Because the whole who is Snoop, the tag, the Instagram, like go into all of that part of it, because I knew the who is Snoop before I ever met you. Because I did several birthday parties at ESCO and this kind of thing as well too. But the who is Snoop, it's not just at ESCO. I remember seeing on billboards, I remember seeing this whole brand, this whole who is Snoop campaign that you had, like, and this was before we, you know, bought into the franchise. I had never met you personally or any of this, but I knew, that's why I felt comfortable with it. Like, I know who this lady is. I ain't never met her before, but you know what I'm saying? But I had been seeing it. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, man, and so thankful that y'all been such a blessing to the franchise, you know, community that we have, you know, with ESCO. You know, I definitely just, you know, can't thank y'all enough. But so for me, branding is so important, and I never forget. So I would say it was about 9 years ago. We had a few hands go up, but people talking about it, they from Atlanta, right?
It's a few in here.
Y'all been to the hookah hideaway? Y'all remember the hookah hideaway? So around that time, a publicist reached out to me and was like, you know, hey, you know, I want to be your publicist. You know, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. I'm like, you know, well, what for? You know, I'm just a business owner. Because I used to always say, I want to be rich, but I do not want to be famous.
Right.
You know, I'm originally from Detroit. We moved to Nashville when I was 10, went to college there, and then moved to Atlanta. It's just like, I do not want to be famous. I don't want to be well known. I didn't know that just from having businesses, you can end up being famous, but whatever. So anyway, so this publicist hit me up. And she was just like, you know, she was friends with me, you know, so she kind of knew my story and stuff. She was like, you know, we need to get your story out there. We need to talk about your story, this, that, and third. I was just like, girl, who cares about my damn story? You know, no, you know, I'm just trying to do business. That's not what I want to do. And she was just like, you know, your story will inspire other people,
right,
you know, to do business. And so I ended up doing that, and she taught me a lot about branding and just really creating these various different brands that I have and taking them to the next level. And also sometimes, you know, using versus different branding managers and, you know, things of that nature. But branding your business is extremely important, and having everything that you need to be in a line. Like, I can't tell you guys, okay, 2020, COVID.
Yeah.
So we've got opportunities of SBA loans.
PPP.
We've got opportunities of PPP. Right. We got opportunities of EIDL. I cannot tell you the many black businesses that were not able to take advantage of hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Jesus,
millions of dollars, because they don't have their taxes in order.
Right.
They don't have their branding in order. They don't look like a business online. You know, they using their personal cell phone number.
Right.
They're using their home address. You know, no website, no this, no that. You know, so they're scrambling. By the time they get it together, guess what? Where the money at?
Oh,
man. Gone. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so branding is extremely important. And not just branding your business logo-wise and, you know, making it look cute and stuff like that. And that's another thing we need to talk about, right? So just because we got a black business, we ain't got to know it's a black business from the logo.
Right, come on.
I tell my students and my inner circle members that shit all the fucking time, man. Hey, tone these motherfucking colors down. When y'all tell them to do y'all logo, hey, clean, cut, dry.
Right.
Okay? Corporate. We out of a corporate America, but we still want that logo to look corporate, right? Because y'all want to work for them at some point. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but branding is extremely important, and that's how you even get your business or your company even in the position to be able to franchise it. You know what I'm saying? And who don't want to franchise? That's passive income.
You are looking for business partners and you're partnering with people in the salon suites. Is it ever a time where you're like, you know what? I don't know if you need to be my business partner. How about we don't do this?
So, you know, there's a difference between a business partner and a franchisee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not necessarily really going into business with anybody at this point. I got enough money to open up my own shit, you know?
Right.
Now, when it comes to franchisees, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to work with just anybody. I don't want to help just anybody. People that are not good-hearted,
right,
good-spirited, don't necessarily have the money to do what they need to do, don't have the experiences. You know, I'm very selective on who I want to be as franchisees of any of my brands, because of course, as we were talking about branding, you know, that's a representation of the brand, you know, so absolutely, you know, very cognizant of that, you know, for sure, you know, but I'm also in the position where I want to help and uplift other people, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I see people that may not necessarily be in position requirement, but they got the things that I feel like is deserving of opening up something. So maybe it's hard, maybe it's grinding, you know what I mean? You know, something like that. And I just feel like I just want to change their life, you know?
So when you get to a certain point, Storm talked about this yesterday. Like when you get to a certain point, it actually stops being about the money. Like, she got money already. You know what I mean? You guys will get to a point to where, yes, everybody want to make money, but at a point, it becomes about serving other people, like giving blessings to other people. That's why we started and still actively work so hard with this franchise system and just giving opportunity to other people. And you guys, the opportunity, I wanted you guys to get a chance to hear from Snoop so you can meet her, grab some of that energy, get some of that thing that she, like, just grab a little bit of what she has, because if you can take that into your own businesses, like, you will start talking like how she's talking. You'll start developing the same kind of moxie, the same kind of posture, the same kind of unwavering, right, integrity of what she is, who she is. She don't care. And I'm telling you, Snoop will pull up on you. I'll pull up game strong. She'll tell you a minute, Mom, pulling up. I look up, man, Snoop at the airport, damn, what's Snoop? You know what I'm saying?
I fly for free now.
Man, she gonna pull up, you know what I'm saying? So you link in with her, she will pull up. And that's how you guys gotta be as well, too.
Yeah, I don't know if they have any more questions for me. Well, one of the last things that I really want to give you guys that has just been just true and just sentimental to my heart. So, you know, as I was telling you guys, you know, I lost my daughter and her birthday is coming up. So, you know, kind of a little rough time for me right now. But I know that even before I went through this, some of you guys have as well. You know, whether you lost a child, a parent, a good friend, or whatever, and it really fucks you up, you know, life-wise, and it takes a lot. And I think a lot of times, you know, we go to conferences and, you know, we listen to different people, and it's just all about business. You know, it's not about how do we navigate through business when we going through real life shit in our lives. And, you know, for me, this wasn't a conversation that I had engaged in a couple of years ago. I literally was on top of the motherfucking world. I was happy every day, waking up talking about, oh, life is but a dream. Life is but a dream, da 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 da. This life is not gonna be a fucking good ass dream. And so, also, how do you still navigate when you going through, and it may not be grief, it may not be loss, it could be divorce, it could be whatever, your kids fucking up, they acting up, somebody that got on drugs, you know, your mom, whoever. You know what I'm saying? And so I also think we need to talk more about the real life things that happen in life that also distract us from being successful. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't just wake up every day in a fucking fairy tale ass world. You know, and sometimes it's extremely hard, even when you have the knowledge and you have the deeds, you got the jewels and all of that. You know, I laid in my bed for 4 months depressed. You know, it was only because I had already sold these franchise deals that I had to keep going. I gotta show up, I gotta put on a face, I gotta act fake, I gotta act like I'm happy, I gotta act like I'm proud. I was not. You know what I'm saying? I was very, you know, trying to find my way, and still have moments now to this day, you know what I mean? And so I think also too, we have to learn, how do we keep going when life is not what we thought it was gonna be? It wasn't what we planned. You know what I'm saying? It can be, you know, you can buy your dream house with somebody, get married, and do all of these things, and it still not turn out the way that you want to have. You know what I'm saying? You lose your wife, you can lose your husband. It doesn't have to be divorce, it can be death. And so, you know, you got spirituality, you got religion, you have all type of things, but what is it that keeps you grounded? And I think that that's a big question to have and to ask yourself. What is it that is going to make me go on if I've lost everything today? If I've lost my why? If I've lost that person that I was waking up next to, that person that was pushing me or doing this for me, or a parent or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not just about business. We have to be very multifaceted out here, even outside of business. And a lot of times with a lot of business conferences, we don't talk about the real life shit.
And Snoop, I just appreciate that too, because that's a different perspective. Y'all give it up to Snoop. And y'all know me, I think I needed that even more than they did, right? Because I know me, I can be sometimes all shark, all go, all get.
That was me before my daughter.
And as you sitting here saying that too, and I think about the reasons why, and I'm just actually sitting here visualizing this, like, okay, so now what would you do? What kind of space do I need to get in? What kind of peace do I need to get to myself? Because at some point, these things are gonna happen. Like loss is gonna come, death is gonna come, you're gonna lose relationships, like everything she's talking about, it's gonna hit all of us at a point, and we're gonna be shook by it. And so I'm like, just thinking about that in the terms of business, and there's also making a commitment to myself to include that kind of mental health portion into the next conferences, to make sure we're working on not just our finances, but working on our relationships, working on ourselves, working on our mental health, to make sure that we have enough to give to other people, and we're not just empty and can't give anything.
Yeah, Big Boy, I appreciate you saying that term, mental health, because I think for us, especially in the Black community, that mental health meant mental retardation. And it does not. We all go through mental, even before I lost my daughter, and I felt like I was on cloud nine, I always used to tell my people, my friends, everybody gonna need a therapist at some point in their life. We all gonna have some motherfucking down moments at some point in this life and in this world. You know what I'm saying? So.
And you always have to have things that, like we said, that replenish you. And so again, I appreciate you, Snoop, for being vulnerable with us, for being open enough to share your personal story, because you could have got up here and just did the business thing with us, like you said. But again, I want you guys to realize that there are real people behind these brands that you see on social media, that there are real people behind these companies that you guys see, and you think that maybe that's not within your wheelhouse to be able to replicate that type of success. But when you can see a person that has gone through failure, that has gone through loss, that has gone through so many things, but she keeps getting up, she keeps going. And I know for a fact, it doesn't matter what life throws at Snoop, she's gonna keep going. And I wanna attach myself to someone like that, because that helps me to understand how to keep going, right? And so if you don't have anyone in your life that you can lean on, like she said, someone that's a therapist, it may not necessarily always be a traditional therapist, but you need some people that you can bounce ideas off of, that you can talk with in authentic space, and not have to put on your business face and your business voice, right? I can remember a lot of times on a long hour journey, life would hit us with so many things. My mother was in prison, my sister went to prison, I had so many things going on in my life, and I could not stop though. I could not sit in those spaces, right? I had to keep going. And so what that taught me was that if I can get over that shit, I can get through anything in business, right? If I can get through my upbringing, if I can survive childhood, baby, I can do anything, right? And so the same thing with you guys, honey, we're gonna all go through some shit. We're gonna have trials, we're gonna have tribulations, but the amazing thing about being in One Stop Taxes is that we are a family, and you're not gonna have to go through it by yourself, right? I know you guys have made some friendships. I see you guys taking trips all around the world, and couples, and things like that, Arisa and the Monies and all of that, and that's inspiring to us, and I hope you guys continue to do that, because trust me, people are watching you, and they're becoming inspired by that as well. And so, guys, help me thank Snoop from the bottom of our heart for coming and putting some.
Y'all stand to your feet for big money making Snoop.
Guys, this has been an amazing We thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you to the Fountain Blue and the wonderful city of Miami for hosting